Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our first game of the day. We have another Group B game and some exciting ones at that. Sprout versus Prosto is our first game to start things off, and we are going to be getting right into the pistol round. Of course, my name is Yumi. I'm joined by Cody Cass for this first best of three. Cody, how you doing? Yeah, so far so good. A couple of kills in towards this B bomb site. Prosto have control, but snatchie's on the bomb site. He's still able to make things a little bit more interesting, trying to remain elusive, but he's lost his teammate. snatchie now at the back of the site, tracked down by Dima. That's going to be the first round going the way of Prosto.
Hopefully you can find a couple of frags here. If not, this will set them back a bit.
Yeah, apologies. I think we just had a bit of audio difficulties to start things off, but
At least we have audio, unlike I think it was last week where we had to be the audio.
no,
So-
but I don't think people heard you as one
Oh,
of the
no.
problems. Yeah, I know. They just my OBS just decided it wasn't going to do anything.
See, some people would say that's a blessing more than a curse, to be honest with you. Not being able to hear me on a cast, but
Oh, blessing
hopefully
and
not too many
curses
people.
aside, we've sorted it. We're now two people in the cast, of course. We'll reintroduce ourselves. Yumi, Cody, Cass. That's the other voice. And of course, now Sprout fully invested into this round, but try and respond to Prosto's early round win. Well, actually a good opening duel for Dycha. Kvik's gone down. That's one of the stand-ins for Prosto coming into this matchup. They have lost the likes of NickelBack, a legendary name in some industries.
Yeah, he will not be a rock star today. That's the only NickelBack joke, because he's not in the game. I need to get it in there.
Well, Prosto are kind of scrambling now. Still spread out quite across the map, making sure that there's nobody over pushing on the side of Sprout, but this could very well turn into a force by victory, especially given they have the man advantage and the limited resources available. The Molotov will go out towards Car. Foster's been able to get one, but there's a response, and while wayLander probes the B bomb site, Dennis is there to take him down. Only 15 seconds left, and the bomb exposed. Well, not in a position, rather, to get into these sites. Dima is just going to try and save this AK.
Yeah, there's nothing for him in this round now at this stage. Quite early on, Dycha was able to recover that Mac 10 as well, just giving Sprout a little bit more firepower. And that's exactly what they needed to do. Obviously, you commit quite hard into that second round, and if you are going to be forcing us after you lost the pistol, then you do need to have a relatively strong opening round for yourselves to bring it level, and then hopefully hinder the economy of the enemy. That's exactly what we're seeing here. We are going to have to see pistols brought up for Prosto, but I don't know. We could be seeing a flip. We might be seeing another eco win from them because they're not going to be going down without a fight.
Yeah, you just saw on screen earlier the odds at our official bookmakers over at Unicorn, and it mirrors pretty much how we expect this matchup to go. Sprout have won the last few times against Prosto in pretty convincing ways, and the odds reflect that. A good opening kill, at least, to start things off, though. wayLander winning a 1v1 with the Deagle. Dycha's going to try and compensate, pushing in towards a ramp. Another tag shot by wayLander, so that's going to scare Dycha off. And well, they're going to have this man advantage coming into this site. They are grouping towards the A bomb site, hoping to split things through. With snatchie just on a scout. The tag is there, but he's going to get tracked down by the AK, and Foster's got one as well.
And back and forth these rounds so far, and even though we see Prosto on the T side in that eco round, they are indeed able to do a lot of damage. That AK that they were able to save has done wonders here. faveN blasts onto the site, though. He's got 3 kills to his name so far, and this 1 versus 2 does just get overwhelmed as Dima rushed him down with that Mac 10. A second round for them, well, and the economy swings the other way once again.
Of course, guys, we mentioned our sponsors over at Unicorn. If you go over and sign up, you can get a free bet every day for the StarLadder Hellcase Cup. You also get $80 to play when you just deposit 20. And if you say you were going into a pug game and you were interested in making a little bit of money, you don't have to reach a minor, you don't have to compete in any grand tournaments. You can actually bet on your pug games, incentivize yourself to play a little bit better. And maybe Sprout are hoping to turn things around. It's just the USPs coming into this particular round. But, well, actually, Spiidi, how did they get the singular kill there? It didn't seem like there was head armor on WorldEdit because he was taken out very rapidly by the USP.
Must have been the only player on the T side without head armor. Everyone else is fully committed into it, obviously knowing that this is going to be an eco from Sprout. But with that AK recovered, could prove to be fatal. Spiidi does down one more.
Oh my goodness.
Look at this. This is falling apart. These eco rounds have been so strong from both sides right now, and well, it doesn't seem like there's any real stopping them at this stage. faveN is going to be able to take down two. A little bit of help from wayLander there. Smoke going to go down on the site, hopefully, to give him a 2-round advantage. Bob is going to get tapped at least once. Spray comes on through. Doesn't really connect, but look at this. Speed slows him up. Take down wayLander. Look for the second in the form of faveN as well. Not able to find it. faveN's on 18 HP. A single bullet from SM4 will do it. And they do finally win one more round. faveN now on a 4K for that.
Yeah, constant battling, even with the limited investments coming out from either side. It was just USPs for Sprout. They bring it to a one-on-one at the end there. If it wasn't for faveN coming up with 4 kills, that definitely favors the Sprout side. And even though they lose the round, it still means that pro100's economy is in such a way that if they win this, they have an easier one ahead of them. They can begin to bridge the distance. And they've got the AWP on snatchie as well, a weapon that pro100 haven't been able to muster the funds for.
I love this lurk. faveN holding in the anti-flash angle right now, but wide peaks. But wayLander was fully expecting it. No flash to come down to help him out. And of course, while a weapon doesn't really need to be recovered here, it is going to be. That now ups them to 5 fully automatic rifles. And with a lot of ground gained there as well. They now know that underpass is clear. They can push on through if they need to. Spiidi's waiting for this peek from faveN. Knows that he's there. Obviously, Molotov raining on past him. But they are going to fall back. Don't want to commit too hard onto the B-bomb site as of yet.
Yeah, a lot of middle pressure, smoking towards the top of connector. First have set their sights on the A-bomb sites. Dycha finding at least one while giving up his position. Does reposition. There's no immediate trade for pro100, so Dycha's been able to move himself into an off angle above the ladder. For now, he is very much alone. Doesn't have the support of snatchie at a distance, and while denis on the rotation, snatchie as well, they all chime in and gun them down as they attempt to make their way onto the A site. pro100 lose out, and Sprout keep 4 guns alive.
I don't know how I feel about that push, because they gained a lot of ground over towards the B site. Obviously, they cleared out underpass. They were able to get relatively far up in apartments without any form of contesting, rounds being thrown down their way, but they didn't continue the push. They instead gave up all of that and then rotated round to A, which they hadn't poked at all early on into the round. They went in blind completely, and relatively dry as well. We didn't see too much utility being deployed. So that was definitely part of the issue there. I feel like if they committed over to B, and hopefully they will commit onto B in this round on the eco.
Yeah, potentially not recognizing early enough that snatchie had the AWP as well.
Yeah, definitely that as well. I feel like they just didn't have a read on their economy. But of course, now they know what sort of weapons are in this round for the CTs. Sprout looking to close the gap. It's faveN. I assume faveN called him the timeout there. They just need to try to work out what's going on, how they're going to play this, because they are down to pistols. But as we've seen, both of these teams can be deadly with them. snatchie not going to be able to find that opening pick inside the mid. Does give away that he's holding mid for York. Ooh, the double nade. Doesn't take him down, though. Only down to 46. So, if anything, he's going to be relatively happy. He hasn't taken more damage there.
Yeah, given the loss bonus wasn't too significant for pro100, they have actually forced into this. So, a couple of rounds that should be easier for Sprout. Of course, these deagles can still be deadly. While they're giving up a lot of control to pro100, they are still containing them in towards middle.
I see that? I think he spotted someone's head inside the connector. He has an inkling. Yeah, he spots out WorldEdit. He's going to be able to get the opening frag on the A side. That might give it away now. Takes down kiviK, looking for a couple more people to push on through, but faveN all the way from short, actually. Sprays down Dima inside of connector. But faveN picks up one of his own. Not in a recoverable position, that weapon. Wants to take a rifle out of someone's hands, but not able to do so. snatchie closes out the round. Bringing this now to a 3-3.
Yep, good stuff from Sprout since they've been able to get themselves onto rifles. Now, an anti-eco round to hopefully temper the storm. prosto on their anti-eco didn't go so great. There's head armor on everybody on the Sprout side, so no real surprise as it should be. Well, given that there's no utility, no smokes, no flashes, not a whole lot of chances for these pistols to get up close and personal. While snatchie holds just for the cross towards middle. He doesn't have a teammate that looked to get aggressive in through middle, but they've since backed themselves away and playing far more towards these bomb sites. Again, giving up control to prosto for middle. Doesn't seem like Sprout have that in their game plan to take middle control away from the T side. Even in these gun rounds, it has been very much a get information and fall back and allow them to operate in that area.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's see if you can get a pick if you can, snatch. If you can't, okay, there's nothing mid. Fall back. Just don't get taken down by potentially these deagles or anything like that. I think Spiidi has an idea here. faveN's definitely spotted one out, but look at the patience. Lines up a couple, calls it out to Spiidi as well, and he is going to be able to pick up a 2K. This is looking like round over, in complete honesty. Dycha picks up one more, now just leaves kiviK.
I think they'd hope to at least get one, and Spiidi even contemplates the knife. He's just like, it will give me the chance. And then kiviK comes and turns around at him. Sprout getting their first lead thus far. Well, now prosto can buy back into things. Getting WorldEdit on the AWP to try and contest snatchie. Maybe work the map a bit slower as well. They know where snatchie's been playing traditionally, over towards middle and then rotating towards B, so look for him to try and take up some of those angles to win out that AWP versus AWP duel. Well, Sprout may get aggressive once more. Miss jump in towards short. snatchie gonna get smoked off as well. And while faveN's in no man's land around the smoke, one kill, he's done for. Quick able to trade, and prosto once again with middle control.
kiviK's looked all the way up through underpass. Hasn't taken any shots from window right now. Obviously, we know that snatchie's fallen back. Wasn't able to find anything off the back of that smoke. He did try to block it, but was just a little bit late. Looks like they've re-smoked it as well, actually. They really don't want snatchie gaining any form of information inside of mid. They are stacked up with 3 right now. Dima still inside a palace. Just trying to find something out from the CT side.
One of the problems is that they've stopped information over towards middle, but look how much ground they have towards A and B respectively. Denis is pushed all the way through B apartments, and Dycha is on the lurk as well through A. He pushed through ramp, and Dima unsuspecting. Sprout has so much more information towards each of these sites. They give up middle, but they still have so much control.
Yeah, no poking or prodding from prosto as of yet. Oh, snatchie! Rare that he misses those, but kiviK outstanding from him. Dycha falls back into the site.
20
He's
seconds.
Be able to trade it back. Yeah, not much time left on the clock now, and this A defense is clearly very strong. That's 3 frags for him. York for WorldEdit does trade one back, but the double peak comes out on top. 5th round for Sprout. prosto falling behind.
Yeah, and even opting to save the AKs over instead of recovering the AWP of snatchie, just given how much money Sprout have accrued on the CT side. And prosto, again, going for a bit of a temperament buy, just sort of a half commitment, making sure that they can still invest into the following round. And a limited belt of utility as well. I do quite enjoy when teams invest a bit more in utility in rounds like this, but the few smokes that they have, they're going to be able to collapse this A-bomb site rapidly. The problem is they haven't found any of the kills. Spiidi and Dycha both chiming in for a couple. snatchie as well, the rotation is there as well. And it's an easy cleanup for Sprout on the A side.
It's another day at the office. all 5 players surviving for Sprout. And they kind of expected that. Like you said, we saw a bit of commitment from utility there. Not really enough, though. No commitment into Molotovs or anything like that to be able to force off certain angles. Definitely would have helped. But Sprout take a 6th. We do now see a full buy from our T-side approach, though. Are they going to be able to find success with this one, though? That's the real question. Denis is... Well, trying to get a gap in that, but it looks like he missed through it, actually.
Yeah, not quite throwing the Molotov where he'd hoped. Ooh, around the smoke. wayLander tried to catch Dycha off guard, but he's prepared for it. Dima lurking out through a ramp. Not going to get the drop on Spiidi either. So it's a couple of kills that go the way of Sprout at 3rd as well. As pro100 tried desperately to get these opening frags. And while they get a consolation on Denis, they've lost the brunt of their forces.
Denis was even able to get a lot of damage out just before he died. Grit dropped down to 39 HP, so an easy frag there for Spiidi. Flick from WorldEdit does connect this time, but he needs to be careful about how he plays this. He's got a lot of time to mess around with here, but the bomb is dropped in no man's land. It's still inside a T spawn. He's got free reign to basically lurk through A, and I'm very surprised that no one is holding from T right now. He is going to try and recover that bomb. Spiidi has an inkling, so going to begin his rotate back, but needs to be careful about how he peeks this. WorldEdit hasn't spotted anything as of yet. Knows, of course, a couple of bullets were aimed towards him. But now he's caught between a rock and a hard place. He's only got 30 seconds remaining. Knows that the rotate round from A can happen at any point. Spots out one. He's going to be able to hit the shot, but with only 20 seconds remaining, bomb still down. Don't think he has enough time to be able to plant this on either side.
Yeah, far too much to clear and not a lot of time. WorldEdit should just try and save this AWP, which, although he lost track of it for a second, he should be able to carry over into the next round. Another round in which Sprout gets some early advantages, is still kind of pushed the envelope, getting so much information towards one of these bomb sites and just pushing all the way through, and pro100 aren't expecting that level of aggression, even in the advantage from the CT side. And you can see those betting odds from Unicorn sort of reflecting it's slowly pushed further and further into the Sprout camp.
Yeah, definitely swinging in their direction. As you mentioned quite early on into this is what we would have expected, right? Because we've seen these two teams go up against each other. We know that Sprout does have the advantage coming into this over this side, so it's not too surprising. I feel like just a couple of silly little mistakes here from pro100 have really just given rounds away. Sprout have done a great job, though, of being able to get some map control, even though they are happy to give it up when needed as well. Oh, look at that from WorldEdit. Oh, does actually hit that. That's actually kind of crazy. Snatchie trades one back, though. He takes down Kivik in the process. But is it enough? A site's now completely lost. Spiidi, I think, got spotted out by Foster, so he needs to be careful about how he pushes this. Denis is going to be the first one to really open up an engagement on the site. He is traded on back from faveN after he falls to WorldEdit. Spiidi going to be pushing on through connector. Is it enough? wayLander and Dima still have the options to be able to rotate and lurk back towards the B site. And Dima hasn't been peaked.
They're going back towards B. Dima thinks he has a great timing on these rotationary players, and although they had control of the A bomb site, they're not comfortable with it. Dima on this lurk and the pass through jungle. He's taken out snatchie. That secures this B bomb site fully in pro100's command. They can get this bomb planted, and the other two players committed towards A. They were still certain it was going to be that as the target. Sprout now have to fully retake this B bomb site with very limited information.
And limited utility as well. Only a single flashbang to play with here. Nothing else they can really bank on. But wayLander's taken out very early into this engagement. Now bringing us down to a 1 versus 1 as Dima trades it straight back. Now Spiidi hasn't been spotted inside of mid yet. Dima might have just spotted him on the cross there, but isn't going to be able to connect the shots. Spiidi, a great engagement there, securing an 8th round and securing the half for Sprout. But not the way I expected that to go at all.
Yeah, and I love the idea there from pro100. The fact that they contemplate that as a possibility, just going back towards B, expecting the full rotation from the Sprout players, that's pretty big brain. What's not big brain is that they left the bomb in a fairly hard to reach spot Or,
Yeah.
there was nobody committed with the bomb when they went for those early peaks, so they had to go back, recover it, and by the time that they got to the site, they realized, like, oh, this is probably not the best spot to be in. So,
well, they've done that 2 rounds in a row now, right? And it's actually hindered them both times. So this round, we are going to be seeing them basically fully committing onto the A site. We see, everyone getting into their smoke lineup positions for a full A site commitment. With wayLander lurking this far up and snatchie having no idea, this could go terribly for them. But look at this from Spiidi. He's been able to get all of this information. No one's peeked it early. Frostar could be the first one to fall. Spiidi does give up his position. He trades one through, but it's not going to be enough. Dycha are now going to be able to trade at least one back. snatchie picks up one inside of mid as well, bringing us now to a 2 versus 4 relatively early into this round. snatchie, even though blind, takes down Kivik, leaving WorldEdit with 26 HP, 1 versus 4. With only an AK to play with. Not looking like he even gets one more frag, but he does take down Dycha. Knows that the AWP is holding at the top of the stairs, and he is going to fall to it. A 9th round for Sprout as they cruise their way towards double digits.
Yeah, I suppose it's worth mentioning, when we were talking off camera, we were sort of looking at the two teams coming into this. Sprout have been fairly about how you expect, you know, a couple of wins here, a couple of losses to some pretty strong teams. Whereas on the other side of the coin for pro100, there's been a bit rougher times in terms of their past match history. They've lost to some teams that you probably wouldn't expect them to. I gather some of that has to do with the fact they don't have a dedicated fifth. They had Foster kind of standing in for them while they figure that one out, or maybe he's just a trial. And well, coming into this, they've even lost one of their higher impact players as well in NickelBack, right? So they're a couple screws or a couple missing pieces to the machine.
There's no question about that. Flick there from snatchie does indeed connect on the Foster, but wayLander, that is a sloppy way to take down a blind opponent. It does mean that B site has been gained by the T's. An interesting Molotov there lands right inside of the smoke as the bomb's now planted for the first time in a while for pro100. Maybe they have a chance in this 4 versus 3. Dycha are going to be looking to get that opening frag on this retake. Going to be the first one to push on through, but wayLander takes down one. Dima as well. Now just leave Spiidi in a 1 versus 4. He has money to play with as well, so it doesn't make sense for him to save here. Just try and hurt the economy of pro100, and that's exactly what he's doing. Taking down Dima, taking down WorldEdit, but with only 16 HP to his name. If he can keep some of these players on the side, he's done his job. He's actually taken down 3. If he had a couple more seconds to play with, that could have been a round 1 there. wayLander does close it out, but there is not any real reason that those 3 players died there.
Yeah, Spiidi has done so much work. He's got 18 kills so far in this game, and while he's done a high level of impact in just dealing with those weapons, you can see the buy coming out from pro100. It's not going to be ideal. But you know what is ideal? Well, you can go over to hellcase.com, use code SLTV for free balance, and SLTV15 for 15% on any balance refill. You can also support the tournament and the players by investing in the Hellcase 8 Pro Cup case.
It's free money for you and free money for the players as well if they win, which is a win-win for everyone involved.
Well, I mean, you're still paying for the case. I mean, it's not.
Oh, I mean,
money's got to come from somewhere. I don't grow on trees.
I mean, technically, but round opens up, and it's going to be going to the way of Sprout so far. They have that man advantage. See Dycha picking up one more. Oh, wow, yeah, another one as well, and a former wayLander. Damage going to be dealt to Dima, but just not enough. snatchie, WorldEdit, come on, you know who you're playing against. You can't be holding angles like that out in the open with nothing covering you. It's going to be 2 AWPs now. 1 for faveN, 1 for snatchie up against the AK Dima, but he does have a lot to play with here. Has the bomb available, can rotate round towards the B site if he wishes. snatchie is just going to rotate just in case. But this slow play from Dima could prove to be relatively fatal to faveN. Or not. Because he held the angle absolutely perfectly. A 10th round for Sprout. Only 4 for Pro right now. So they really need a 5th here to have, unfortunately, any real chance in this CT side.
Yeah, it is worth noting that given that this is Sprout's map pick, this is one of the weaker maps for pro100, at least in terms of the maps they don't insta-ban. So quite often removing maps like Nuke, but leaving Mirage in the pool, it's a pretty dire statistic. They're at 15% in the last 13 maps. So no real surprises thus far that Sprout are having such a great start to this game.
Oh,
And well,
look at the util damage. So much damage dealt without seeing anybody there. faveN and denis, they're clearing up on the B side. Foster is going to be able to trade one back. snatchie uncharacteristically missed a shot there. Well, Spiidi closed it out, an 11th round for Sprout. Pro100, sorry, Prosto. Yet to get into this game.
Yeah, I suppose in English, I mean, 100, and that is literally how it reads.
I'm going to be honest with you, I've never heard it. I've never heard it called Prosto, but I don't actively follow the Prosto roster, so I have always called it Pro100.
I see. Well, it's like how I used to call Movistar riders Movie Star, and then I was cultured real quick. Somebody was like, "It's actually pronounced Movistar."
I've learned 2 things today now.
I kept making cinema jokes, and I just felt stupid afterwards. Anyway. Sprout a good first half. The scoreboard does update. They are 11-4 up, and well, the good just keeps getting better because Sprout found the entry over towards the underpass, and well, they've taken down the dedicated A players as well. They have full control of the site. They can split towards it comfortably, and they've siphoned off some of these rotates as well. Denis even pushing further forward, and there's just no hope. Every single duel that Sprout have taken, they have won outright, and a strong pistol round on their T side.
Yeah, incredibly slow. And something to touch on that you mentioned at the tail end last half is obviously that why haven't Prosto actually banned out this map? Because clearly it's not one of their stronger ones. Relatively recently, they went up against Sprout on this map, and it did go the distance. It went 16-14, so it could have gone either way. But the fact that they have almost consistently lost this map, like in most recent memory, every single time they played it,
yeah,
you would hope they've changed some things, but it doesn't seem like it right now. And that's in no means a flame at all. It's more the fact that it's just something that clearly just needs developing and working on.
Well, when we touch upon the idea of this sort of revolving door 5th position and trying to slot Foster in and having a stand-in as well, you know, you maybe that like they've played Overpass in the past. It's a decent-ish map for them, and well, having a rotation on who your players are. Mirage is a fairly is a map that doesn't need too much thinking. Everybody should know the smokes, just kind of how to play and feel out the map, whereas maps like Nuke, Vertigo, Train,
Overpass,
a little, Overpass,
well.
they're a bit more nuanced and a bit harder to implement another player so quickly.
Well, you would kind of expect that from like the most played map in CS, of course, being Mirage. Obviously, very, very close followed by Inferno, but of course, that not coming into play now. Denis has picked up 2 kills in this round. He swapped back to what's going on here, and Sprout, it's just a one-man army right now. Denis is dealing so much damage in this round, and while of course it was a force for Prosto, still not what they would have been expecting from themselves. Frostar is going to be looking for at least one more frag here as he begins lurking through ladder room. faveN holding though inside of mid. I don't see a world where Prosto pick up even one frag here, recover a weapon. I feel like they are just going to have to save what they've got, which is full armor and deagles.
Yeah, not a lot of hope. In rounds like this from Sprout, they were happy and content to just do damage, but saving the armor, given that Prosto are fighting from behind, makes a whole lot more sense. They can get their hands on one of these AKs, obviously ideal, but the only people that are hunting have Mac 10s, so going down to these would not be ideal, and well,
Steamer.
Yeah, a lot of missed opportunities there on both sides. It just keeps on going. I
was about to say, it just keeps going that way, doesn't it?
You know, 0.1 here, 0.5 here.
But when it's 0.1 and 0.5 every single round, it seems it definitely starts adding up. Prosto at this stage now looking to try and upset Sprout across this series, and unfortunately I feel like it has to be in Prosto's mind that they need to be looking towards Dust right now, but wayLander, he doesn't want to go down without a fight. Does indeed take down one, recovers that Mac 10. Kivik, of course, brought up into this round. He has an M4. Not too much seen of him so far. Hopefully this could be the round that he does kind of come onto our screen. He's only 6 frags to his name.
It seems like the idea was he'd buy up a rifle, he'd anchor the B-bomb site by himself, and so these pistols can play around each other. But now they're making a bit of a gamble stack. They're hoping that, given the early kill that they found already, Sprout are incentivized to go B, but the exact opposite is true. They are slowly approaching towards this A site, still probing, and they've got Denis into a very forward position. He's around through market. He can really cause a lot of damage. Nobody really clued into this as of yet. Kvik, absolutely no idea, but there's somebody holding. WorldEdit boosted atop the boxes, saves his life, and it startles Denis. He had no control over the gunfights. What could have gone wrong has gone right instead for prosto. Another rifle recovered in this B-bomb site, very much secured because they've pushed wayLander through on the flank.
This could be devastating for Sprout. Only 20 seconds remaining here. Kvik looking for that opening pick. He hears utility being deployed. He's going to call for that rotate now. All the way from wayLander, but is it going to be enough? It doesn't look like it. snatchie, Dycha and faveN all pick up frags of their own. The bomb gets dropped and they don't have enough time to get it planted. They do secure the round, but by the skin of their teeth. The B-site hold wasn't as strong as we would have first thought, but somehow they do secure a 5th round for themselves. It's not crippling for Sprout, but it does put them in an awkward economic position. They can force into this round, they can fall by what they need to, but they're not going to have much to play with in these next few if they can't find frags, can't find a bomb plant here.
And what's crazy is that in a round like that, usually we criticize players for not being patient enough. Denis was too patient. If he taken that first shot, still they could have had a good time going over towards B, but not the wrong play per se. But given the circumstantial information we had.
I feel like from Denis' perspective, that was the correct play.
Yeah,
like just going for that opening pick there
100%.
Without knowing the rest of the scenario, like that is, that's what an inexperienced player would do. A player like Denis, he knows that realistically, sure he can get that one frag, but is it going to be enough? Probably not.
Good set of initial duels from prosto. They brought to the 3 versus 5, and the acceleration from Sprout shows they are desperate to get onto one of these sites as fast as possible. snatchie with the AWP, chimes back in on Foster as he tried to catch them on the cross. wayLander's here on the rotation. There's another player taking up his spot as well, and wayLander's causing a lot of damage, down to just the 2 players left on Sprout, and well, they have no hope in winning the round. Too many players from prosto already rotated to that B-bomb site.
It's rare that you outplay a jiggle on snatchie, but that was very, very clean. From, I believe it was wayLander, from short. Nice from him, and obviously that now does put Sprout, whilst in the lead, on a bit of a back burner. They don't have a buy here, they are just going to completely eco. With the exception of, looks like 2 pistols. Dycha with the PT-50, Deagle and Denis, hopefully looking for at least 1 frag, potentially a recoverable weapon, but prosto have read this well. Demon knows he can push up in the face of Sprout, try and gain that information. Hasn't found anything right now, but it's confidence from him.
I think just trying to get an idea of how prosto are playing out these bomb sites. You can see Spiidi lurking himself over towards Tetris. He had a bit of ground to work with, but given that they spotted nothing through middle, and nothing over towards B as of yet, while the alarm bells were ringing, and while Foster, he's had a great game so far. A couple of kills go his way in towards mid, and just Denis left to try and secure at least 1 kill. Well, he gets the opportunity, Dima's going to be able to take him down as well. So a clean sheet for this round for prosto as they begin and continue to build on what could be a comeback on the CT side.
It's looking more and more likely now. Very much spoke too soon when I said that prosto are going to be looking towards dust at this stage. It wasn't looking good for them. I feel like...
Yeah, given how clean the pistol was from Sprout, I don't think it's hard to see that argument, but they've lost every round since then.
Which potentially then draws our attention more towards, okay, what are Sprout doing wrong in these situations, considering how much of a lead they had. Dycha seems to know that Dima's there, but... Well, they did the dance around the pillars. Dima comes out on top. WorldEdit trades 1 back into faveN as well. Bringing us to a 4 versus 3. And this seems like almost consistent from prosto now. They seem to be getting at least 2 frags quite early on into this. And I don't know if that's just an overconfidence from Sprout, or if that is due to just prosto being a little more confident in themselves and knowing they can take these fights when needed. But it's only 3 AKs now going to be pushing into the crosshair of WorldEdit. But Dima wants to be the first one to get these frags inside of mid. Takes down snatchie. That's a lot of damage for his troubles, though. Spots that rotate round through connector. WorldEdit picks down Denis. Spiidi one for his own, but now in a 1 versus 3. Could begin his rotate over towards the B site if he wished, but isn't able to spot out Kivik in time. He trades him out. 13-8. So the CTs are getting back into this.
Yeah, we're seeing that same sort of aggro-oriented style from pro100 that Sprout were implementing on their CT side as well, pushing into Palace consistently, getting aggressive in towards ramp to just try and find these opening duels and then deploy utility to fall back. They're coming out ahead in these opening engagements and even committing a couple of players into one spot just to trade things out. You saw Dycha with the opening kill in the previous round.
Yep.
There was a trade available for pro100, so they're making a few contingencies, still definitely playing a riskier style of CS, but putting the right chips in place just to make sure that while there's risk involved, there's at least some sort of backup plan.
Well, case in point with the risk that you were mentioning with wayLander, they're just trying to get aggressive inside of Palace. It does pay off though. Takes minimal damage for his trouble. Deagle's shot inside of mid now as he's swapping over to Spiidi. He's looking for at least one pick. A recoverable weapon would be huge. wayLander just doesn't stop his spray though. Takes down 2. Now potentially looking for a 3rd. But it's going to come at the hands of his P2K instead. Spiidi, 1 Deag onto WorldEdit. There's your AWP out of the round. Looking for at least one more in a recoverable position, but not going to be the case. A 4K for wayLander there, and his aggressive, risky playstyle clearly paying off on these Sprout eco rounds. Let's see if the same can be said now that they have rifles across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if we see wayLander, instead of committing quite hard, kind of just falling back a little bit now, just holding a kind of more defensive angle on one of these sites. Provided they read the economy well, which you would have thought they would have.
Yeah, after playing aggro so many times, you'd expect pro100 to maybe slow down and play more towards the sites, but they're going full steam ahead towards middle, and the utility for now is deterring them from pushing much further, but wayLander gets fully flashed on the peak, but Foster's there to bail him out. Dima at the same time finds a kill over towards the A side of things, and pro100 have another set of man advantages. A missed opportunity on faveN, a good turnaround from him to at least trade things back, but WorldEdit is there, and the flashes, they just keep on coming. The peaks as well from Sprout, trying to catch WorldEdit off guard. They've got a player committed onto this bomb site, and they can try and get this bomb planted, given that there's utility down for them.
They didn't spot Kivik in the early engagement there, and, well, do manage to pick him off. Technically, all of his trousers around his ankles. Denis picks up one more in the form of WorldEdit. As again, inconsistencies from these two AWPers right now in the form of WorldEdit and snatchie. Not as clean as we would have liked to see, but they have been doing the damage when required. Foster now down to a 1 versus 2. 74 HP to his name so far. Damage already dealt to Denis, so could clean him up if he spots him out. It's going to be minimal to Spiidi. Don't think he's going to be expecting this close angle here from Denis. He's looked at the economy. He's got more than enough to play with if he wants to.
Oh.
He is going to Molotov off Firebox, and what a read there from Spiidi. Knowing that he can rotate off the back of that. Denis still yet to be spotted. Hostile goes for the jump, does get that trade, but nowhere near enough time
and
to
he's
be able
sent to
to
the
close
bomb
that
as well.
round.
Yeah, unable to escape because of the tag damage done. 20 HP, and the bomb takes him down with him. That was a... I'm not going to lie, that was a very Pugs type round. Very
it was.
Individual fight after individual fight, people pushing through smokes, going like, there's no good spacing on many of those duels to trade things out effectively, but still Sprout in all of that chaos, get themselves on the bomb site, get the bomb planted, and put all the initiative in their direction. They have full control of the site, and they know that they're where the players are likely to rotate from. They just get a full grip of the situation. A chaotic, but a good round for Sprout to win, given the dry spout that they'd had on this T side so far, and well, with faveN taking the spawn-based pick on the AWP, you get an early advantage as well. pro100 are in a bit of a vice.
Maybe that was the play, right? They recognize, okay, guys, we just need to be able to get 3 more rounds here. If we need to play puggy, if we need to play a little bit reckless, then sure, let's give it a shot. Like, we've got more than enough opportunities to be able to make up for those rounds. And it does indeed clear out their dry spell. And they look to be continuing that momentum through to this one as well. They're playing it significantly slower than the last. But with that opening pick onto wayLander, does give them an advantage moving forwards. snatchie respecting the enemy right now just by slow peeking this. He's still dry peeking it though. There is nobody to smoke or flash him out of these engagements. Kivik takes down Denis. He gets just a little bit too overzealous inside of mid. Bringing us back level. I'm surprised we didn't see a explosive play there from Sprout. It looks like they are now setting up for it on the A site. As the rotate from Dycha out through Palace could be the opener, but WorldEdit's holding it. He's fully expecting this push. Seems to be holding this now for usually a much longer time than you would have thought. But A site, Sprout have got full control. WorldEdit not going to be peeking on through. He actually hasn't spotted out anyone here. Doesn't actually connect on the faveN. That's really surprising. Bomb's gone down completely uncontested. Dima's going to fall. Dycha, an easy frag for him. Able to trade one through. Not able to take down Spiidi at this close range though. The AK just too strong. Now snatchie in a 1 versus 2. A clean round for Sprout is now turned completely on its head. The lineup almost takes down 2. Is going to be able to do some damage to 4-star, but it's only going to be a leg, and it's not on the main person. Kivik does get that bomb defused, and great utility usage there to be able to take pro100 up to a 10th.
Oh, that would have been heart-dropping if he'd gotten the kills through the smoke there. He almost had them lined up, and could see the collateral coming in as a possibility as well, but pro100, good set of kills coming back on that retake, winning some strong fights deep in spawn. And while WorldEdit didn't get the job that he had hoped to get accomplished on that AWP to start things off, he was able to stay alive for a significant portion of time. pro100, again, looking to get aggressive in the round. They had a player pushing through middle to start things off, and he gets caught in no man's land. That is wayLander out of the round early.
And unfortunately, it seems like time and time again, this very hyper-aggressive playstyle that we're seeing from wayLander, I mean, yeah, it's been working. There's no question about that, but he does almost consistently seem to be just that information-gaining player instead of that fragger. Dima now going to be looking for a frag here. Does put out Denis. Relative ease on that frag, which I'm kind of surprised by. Mid control seems to be lost once again from pro100.
Off of short. Let's do significant damage on faveN. That's a lot of pressure applied and more control over towards B as they know faveN's low. Just a singular bullet to take him down, but a follow-up kill by him. Fasted on the flick. For now, Sprout has slowed things down. They'll drop out of the apartments trying to get more control. They need to recover this bomb as well as it's been dropped on towards short. Kivik has a bit more room to work with. faveN just waiting for his teammate to recover the package. Potentially make his way onto the site. Dycha may even be incentivized to go A. Yeah, there's no presence being made or no noise, nobody holding or containing him towards B, and he has a free path. faveN's been left to his own devices, and he's just hoping that he distracts the players enough. WorldEdit, I think, just realizes that that's a possibility, just how much they've slowed down, but faveN's found a kill over towards B. It's a race towards this A site. Dycha may not be expecting a player to be so close, but WorldEdit, he makes noise, pushing further forward. He has the AWP in hand, has to switch to the pistol. This is a crucial 1v1 to win, but Dycha, he misses the opportunity. WorldEdit and Kivik crunch on through. They play the 2v1 instead, and while pro100 bailed themselves out of what could have been a dire situation.
I'm surprised we didn't see him fall back from the site there. He knew that it was WorldEdit up close and personal. He knew that WorldEdit was playing with an AWP for a strong majority of the round, so just blocking that line of sight would have helped out, but well, we can say ifs and buts until we're blue in the face, realistically, but that's how the round played out. Sprout still on 14. pro100 showing us, well, why they didn't ban out this map. Their CT side, something to be feared, at least from Sprout.
A small little shout out to our observer as well. Don't know who he is personally, but I really did appreciate that he was just mousing over the open A site. He was just as surprised as we were at that rotation.
So wait, what is going on here?
Crucial rounds for ProShow to win. A lot of presence in towards middle, but not as much information this time around. wayLander not committing further forward. Nobody in through window, and there's no gap in the vent. Oh, actually there is. Denis has been able to creep himself in through spawn, and the timing. Oh, Dima is just spotted him out. The call can be made over towards these B-side players. Denis, does he know he's been spotted? Does he know that his position's been compromised? Because he might think he's got an incredibly sick opportunity, but Dima is hot on his heels. He's not holding for it, and Denis is eliminated. Dima able to deal with that issue from behind, and while Sprout, they're still going to try and push in towards this B site. Kvik playing around the smoke. They've got 3 players in close proximity, and well, given the limited utility and weaponry from the Sprout side, it should be an easy gun down for the ProShow players. But Dycha, oh, the flank, they're just waiting, but Spiidi gets spammed down, so Dycha doesn't have that player in the apartments any longer, and now it's a 3 versus 1 for Dycha to try and pull off.
Yeah, bomb completely lost here as well. While he does pick up 1 more frag on the Foster, Dima closes out the round. Now within 2 of an incredibly strong CT side from Sprout. Remember, 11-4 is how this half started.
Yeah, it's been fairly sporadic from the Sprout side when they've been able to get T-side rounds. A great comeback from ProShow thus far. And you look at them applying a bit more pressure through middle in general. Just the aggressive tendencies of these players, and it's somewhat rattled Sprout having to play these rounds out so much slower. Dima's still burning through the bottom of the palace. That shouldn't be happening, but Dycha has been able to lurk out with the smoke. Dima's eliminated. WorldEdit able to clean up the pieces.
Looks like they were trying to take a play out of wayLander's book there, getting quite aggressive up in their face through Palace, and unfortunately for both of them, it hasn't panned out the way they would have expected. wayLander isn't able to turn that into a kill there. Spiidi picks up at least 1 more. Now in a 3 versus 2. Sight lost. Bomb going down. Actually, no, it's not. Spiidi's just holding the angle. Just waiting here. He has more than enough time to be able to get this plant if he wants to, but he hasn't opted to do it as of yet. Foster, they know he's holding there with an AWP. The head ripped off the Denis now, and I feel like Sprout, they've left this way too late. They're playing this way too aggressive. They have the bomb available. Now it's lost. Now bringing us down to a 1 versus 1 with only 38 seconds remaining on the clock, and the bomb now in open territory. This could go dreadfully. Foster, for some reason, dropping his AWP. He seemed to have thought there was a weapon behind him that he can recover, but not the case.
faveN is 20 seconds. He's considering going B.
Well, if he's gonna consider it, he needs to go now. He's gonna begin pushing on through shop, getting that bomb planted with 10 seconds remaining on the clock now. Foster knows that he needs to be careful. Finally recovers an M4, but yeah, very much wasn't in the position that he expected it to be. He needs to push on through here. There's not much economy in the next round for ProShow, so it is kind of off the back of this. They could win it, they're going to have a sloppy bye moving into round number 28. But if they lose, they're basically on an eco and they almost hand the game to Sprout. Spray there from faveN. He deals so much damage, but just not enough. Foster, he's going to be ready to protect. He's actually going to stick it. He's got enough time. Oh my god! He actually... Wait, what? How did he get that? A 13th round for ProShow, and while it's a save from faveN, it's not what he would have wanted.
Oh no.
How does he mess that up?
He lines up expecting him to tap the bomb from window, but it's instead the market door, just that shift to the right-hand side that he wasn't expecting, and he adjusts too late. A huge bailout from Foster, but that slow approach to A, that sort of over-patience from Sprout to get that bomb planted when they had the entirety of the site, that's what enables it.
A round that literally shouldn't have been won by ProShow there. Milliseconds in it. Now the opening frags here for Sprout are crucial. They aren't able to find one. It could be the beginning of the end. An 11-4 half now turned to a 14-13. Only 3 rounds found on this T side so far. And now we see Spiidi. Gonna be able to open up the round. Takes down Dima. But look at the spray from faveN. Does take down one. Isn't able to trade it on through for the second. faveN holds strong though. Holding all the way from T-ramp. Takes down one. Spiidi finishes the job on WorldEdit after he gets legged. And now Kivik in a 1 versus 4. Minimal utility to play with here, but it should be enough if he wants to try for this. Or is he just going to save it and try and go for the overtime?
It might just be replicating Spiidi towards B, where he just goes for these exits, tries to put more strain on this T-side economy because the money is low on Sprout. Only a couple players comfortable by should they lose their weapons here. Kivik tries his first hand at an opportunity. Spiidi will take him out. 3 kills for him in the round to secure a 15th for Sprout. As they get closer and closer, they're inching forward towards the finish line. But Prosto are hot on their heels, and the money's run dry for that Prosto lineup.
Yep, best bet they've got here is half armor, a little bit of utility, and deagles if they want it. And that's exactly what we're going to be seeing. The deco buy up on Prosto. They need to convert this into a round. Early on into this map, we saw that they can indeed win these eco buy rounds with the force buy rounds onto the pistols. Hopefully, that hasn't been lost over the 29 rounds that we have indeed played since then. Timeout going to be called. Again, assuming this is probably from Prosto, right? Trying to work out how they want to play this, how they want to be able to take this, at least do a 15-14.
Wouldn't even be surprising if it's Sprout, to be honest, in terms of how poor this half has been, and just how much we were sort of painting this picture as well of this not being a strong map for Prosto, and how they've had some pretty close matchups before on this map, and just the fact that it's going the full distance again. This is not ideal for Sprout, given that lead that they had coming into this half.
Snatchie. Something different from him. Getting quite aggressive. I don't think he spotted out wayLander there as he pushed on through connector. Waiting for that peek from WorldEdit. Spots the leg. Knows someone there. Misses that opening shot. Doesn't miss the second though. Only connects to the leg. Isn't going to be able to turn that into a fray. Spiidi picks up that first one as Dima takes wayLander's spot inside a palace. He gets quite aggressive with that deagle. Technically down to a 3 versus 5. If you look at the HP on WorldEdit, he's got to be strong into this. Denis has spotted out Kivik. Yeah, spots his hands around that corner. The flick there from snatchie closes out WorldEdit's game potentially. As wayLander on faveN, no utility remaining. A deagle for both of them. Half armor committed, but they're against 5. 4 with fully automatic rifles, 1 with an AWP. If they win this round, it will be outstanding. But it's not looking likely.
So far, clinical procedures from Sprout. They're checking all the nooks and crannies, and although Denis does clear it, he doesn't actually have his gun out when he goes for the peak. faveN are able to come out ahead with that duel, but he's the only one that's found a kill on Prosto. It's a 1 versus 5 that has to be pulled off. Only 4 more players to find, and well, his rotation cut off by Dycha. That will do it for map number 1. That is a 16-13 victory for Sprout, but one that could have been much more one-sided.
Yeah, there's no question about that whatsoever. I feel like coming into this,
to get involved as well. So we'll see you guys after a short break if you have Dust 2 coming up.
Hellcase. Hellcase has over 35 unique CSGO cases with a huge variety of skins, over 93 million cases opened and 6 million registered users. You can upgrade your skins to the better one or win some of them in giveaways. We give out more than 70 skins per month for free on our social networks. Withdraw your skins or balance with popular payment systems. Be unique and make profit on Hellcase with this promo code. Start now.